In Affinity Photo, you can create all kinds of super colourful designs using 32 bits. Most of the time I use 8-bit, but when you go into 32-bit, a whole load of different colours, such as this noise effect, can be created. Let's just go through it. File and New. And there, go here. Down here, you can select obviously any size of document, but go with the colour, make certain it's RGB 32. Now I'm using sRGB there, and click Create. Once you've got that, you need a layer. So Layer and New, and just start with a basic gradient. You could create all kinds of different gradients. So select the gradient tool, and then just drag so it's white to black. And then with that, you can then go up here to this and go to the swatches and just select a nice colourful design. So one of these gradients such as that. Now I want it to be, instead of linear, you can change it to radial. So let's just go to radial, and now you've got this. Now what you can also do is maybe create multiple layers. Just go over here, go to layer and duplicate. So it just creates another layer, and with that you can apply the gradient again, maybe a different one. Let's click up here again, swatches, select a different gradient, and with that you can combine them. So just run through that and you can create a lot more interesting colourful gradients that way. So I'm just going to go with, say, difference. So there's one like that. Select both the layers, then you can go to layer, and then you can merge them. So merge selected, so it's merged into one layer. What you can also do is you can apply a blur to this. Filters, and then blur and Gaussian blur. You can use other blurs as well, motion blur, radial blur of course as well. So Gaussian blur, just going for about 15, 16, just a slight blur. You could increase it a bit and then click apply. But now filters, down to colours, and just down here, and you've got emboss. So emboss, and default, nothing. That's grey. But then you just simply drag on the screen, just click on the document itself and just drag. And as you see, you can move it around back and forth. That's moving the origin point for the emboss effect. You can see it moves around, and you can also increase the amount. So let's just increase the amount there. And then again, go back here. So you can see the radius changes, but not the amount. But you can see you can create all kinds of different colourful effects that way. And then click apply. Now you could stop at this point. I mean, I think that's quite a nice colourful design. But what you can also do is you can go to layer and you can go to fade emboss. And most, I think all of the effects can be faded. So fade emboss, select that. And thing is, make certain the fade is reduced down to say 11 or 12 or 0. And then go down here to the darken, multiply, and you can run through the various blending modes. So you can see as you do it, maybe go like luminosity, just try that. And again, you can change the fade, you can see as you change it, you'll get different results. I'll go down further, negation, quite a nice one, reflect, maybe go with that one. And then click apply. You can, of course, apply the blur again if you want. Just simply go up to here to filters, blur and Gaussian blur. And you can see, get that, maybe just click apply. And then again, filters, and go down here again to colours and emboss. And do exactly the same. And you can see you get more and more colours as you do this. And I'm just going to also increase the amount as well. And you can just see, just change the position, move it around. And I'm just going to go with that. So click apply. Or you can also do, again, layer and fade emboss. Drag that over again. Unfortunately, it always puts it in that corner, which is always an annoying feature. Difference, won't change the fade. And of course, there's not much difference there. So let's just go through divide. Divide is always quite a nice one. Negation, again, very black. Reflect, glow. And I think glow creates quite an interesting design. So click apply. Well, once you've got this, you can also apply some effects as well, other ones. So filters, go to distort and deform. The key thing is make certain you've got the move tool selected. Always a good start for deform. So filters, distort and deform. And then add some pins. You can just add pins. Now I'm going to go with this one, which is similarity. Linear constraints, you've got rigid and similarity. So similarity, add the pins, and you can see as you drag that around, you can just drag, stretch this off. You get a whole load of different distortions just by simply dragging that direction, this direction. Click there, If you're closer to the pins, if you push it close, you see you get this like crunch points. You get really sort of crunched in. See like that? And that creates really nice effects. And again, just drag this off like that. And click apply. Well, once you've done that, you could always use Emboss again. So filters, and then go down to colours, down to Emboss. And again, exactly the same as before, you can drag. Now you'll notice what's happening. It's actually creating these lines. You've got this weird sort of lines coming into this. Now you might not get that, depending on obviously the combination of various blending modes. But say you get something, you think, you know what, that looks really good. Well, you can do exactly the same as before. You can actually combine the layers. So you can go over here and you've got that layer selected. So layer and duplicate. Right click that and just go down to transform and make certain you go with flip horizontal or flip vertical. And then you can just go over here to the layers and you've got blend modes. You can run through that and you can see as you do that, all kinds of different colour designs can be again seen that way. Maybe go that one. Let's go with hue, saturation, so on. That one's quite an interesting one. I love that one. That's really good. That one is divide. Divide's always a good one to explore. Again, select both. And with that, you can go to layer and you can merge them again. So merge selected. This time, instead of using Emboss, I'm just going to go and use filters and blur and Gaussian blur. Because I've got this like lovely streaks, this noise in this. Gaussian blur. What happens? This happens. Creates these very weird sort of like dotted lights, or I don't know, sort of a maximum effect. So you can just go there and you can see obviously there, if you put it all the way down, you just increase it, you can see you get more and then more. It does take a few seconds to process. I'm not saying it's not. So you can see it does sort of jig itself every once in a while. But you can get some really wonderful noise designs using this. Click apply. And of course, once you've got that, you can always go to filters again if you want. Go down here, colours and emboss. Exactly the same as before. Just move this around and you can see then you get all these weird and wonderful colours. Again, change the amount. Let's just increase that backwards and forward to create all kinds of truly beautiful backgrounds or layer designs or textures, colourful textures, I should say. Or you might want to just undo again, go back to that. Or again, filters, repeat emboss. Of course, again, layer, fade emboss, and you can actually blend between the two. So you decide, you know what, I want to just try out different ones. You can go through, maybe go with that one, overlay, or hard light, or maybe go with vivid light. I think that creates really weird, really sort of bubbly, sort of coloured embossed design. All kinds of different designs. And I'm going to go with that, vivid light. So click apply. And filters and blur again, you might find. Blur ends up, of course, blurring it too far. Whole range of different options, maybe apply there. Or undo again. Up to you, of course. The emboss and 32-bit, as well as obviously just using a gradient and using combinations of multiple layers, you can literally create millions and millions of designs, noisy designs like this, abstract designs in all kinds of ways. But of course, once you've got this, you might want to convert it back. And a good way of doing that is always to go to over here, document, and then go down here to convert format. So convert format and then go back to RGB8. Now the result might be duller. In that case, once you've done it, let's just quickly show you RGB, convert, you get something like that. You might want to go up here and just try one of these, this tone mapping persona, or maybe go to layer and new adjustment layer and try some of these to sort of make it a little bit more dramatic again. But I'm just going to convert it back to the 32-bit. Well, I hope you found this of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Bye.